You say?
As far as what?
You don't call him God, right?
No, I don't.
God is a title.
Exactly.
God is a title. God is not the name of God. The supreme being. It ain't God.
But that's why I always say I call whoever. I don't know if it's God, Jesus, or whatever the case may be, but I'm not gonna go off of what society have told me because I want to seek and find on my own. That's why I call it the Heavenly Father. Whoever it might be, the Heavenly Mother. I don't know.
They say Jesus. They say the word Jesus, right?
Mm-hmm.
The letter J was not introduced till 600 years ago.
Mm-hmm. So how you get that?
Exactly. They say translation is not translation.
But you know what? But
what is his name?
But if you translate it for real, for to be honest, it's Jesus.
Jesus. And if you look into the guy Rashad Jamal, you know who Rashad Jamal is?
Mm-hmm.
You know who he is?
I heard of him.
Man, he was a hell of a nigga.
You ever read Neil deGrasse?
Who that? Who is it?
You gotta look.
Why does that name sound so familiar?
Cause he believes in he deals with astrology and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He relates it to how it relates to us and how the Earth movement relates to us and how he wants to. When he died, he don't want to be filled with embalming fluid. He said no. I come from the earth. I want to go back to the earth naturally.
So
he said, just plant me next to a tree. Let me feed the earth. Let me grow into that tree. He said, don't destroy me with chemicals.
Yeah.
Because that's not what he wants. You know, he wants to go back naturally.
So let me ask you this. Do you believe what we see in the air that we call stars and the moon, the sun, and all that? Do you believe in that?
To me, that's planets. Because we ain't the only ones in this world.
Now let me cut everybody off with that. When it comes to planets, you said what's Neil deGrasse? I know he's still alive to this day. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know exactly who he is. He has this thing that says the Earth is round, right?
Yeah, he do.
A heliocentric model. How? Even my mother today, I told you earlier, my mother today was like, well, I said, well, the sun moves. It ain't gonna be in the same spot that you saw. The Earth isn't moving. If you go on NASA, it says the Earth is a stationary plane. Planet is nothing but plane with a T. It's a flat stationary thing. Now, NASA says we're hurtling through space like this, right? This is the sun. We're hurtling through space. We're not. Neil deGrasse, I know exactly who you're talking about. The brown, he my complexion with a bush.
Yeah.
I know exactly who you're talking about. The Earth is not flat. But if you read the Bible, any Bible, whether it's the new generation Bible, the Gen X Bible, which is full of shit, the old any Bible, verse Genesis 1:6 will always say the same. God created a firmament which divides the waters from the waters. The waters from the waters. The earth isn't round, hurtling through space. If we was hurtling through space, how do we see this? That's what they say. That's what NASA say. It says the sun is moving this way. We're going around this way. It's going this way. How do we see the same constellations?
It's a reflection off the water.
How do we see the same constellations?
Reflecting off waters.
Every year. Every summer you see the Big Dipper. Every winter you see the Little Dipper. How? If we're hurtling through space. So everything is moving at the same exact time. Everything is moving at the same exact time.
Yeah, exactly.
It don't make sense.
Because if that was the case, then that's something we'll see every day. Or every however long it's supposed to take for the world
like
to go
they say
around.
about comets. It don't make sense. So everything is moving in unison. We're going this way. Like this. While going this way. While going...
You know what though? I ain't gonna sit here and lie. I always, since I was a child, because what I'm doing right now, I did this a lot. I always just sit outside and just look. I always looked around and said, you know what I feel like? I feel like that we inside of a globe. And the
Yeah.
globe is spinning, but we're sitting still. I
Yeah.
always feel like that. Because if you think about it, everything flows. You know what I'm saying? Everything flows, but we don't. We always stand still. We stand still.
Nigga, what? Somebody said hello, Martin.
We don't move. We don't move, and everything is just a constant flow of the same thing.
I have a nephew that's the youngest imam in the country.
Muslim? I
He's
knew.
the youngest imam in the country. And I talked to him and I said, I'll come back and talk to you in a few years because you're still too young to fully understand what's going on. Even though you're an imam and you're smart as shit, you know, but you still got some living to do before you can preach to me.
Right.
You know, he ain't but 20 years old. A 20-year-old imam. I said, yeah, you're brilliant. You studied. You went through school real fast, you know, and you run in a whole community, a whole Muslim community. But you keep talking.
But you know what? I'm like,
Till you get
what
some more living, not just knowledge. You got to live it.
Man, I don't know who the hell Martin is.
I just think like
I don't know who
you
that
know
is.
what I'm saying?
But listen to the convo. Get some knowledge. Fuck you talking about telling me hello for.
This.
Man, fuck all that hello shit.
I'm not gonna say all Muslims because I don't really know too much about Muslims. But the Muslims that I do know about, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why would you sit there and want somebody to really, like, stop their whole living just to live for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, quit your job and do this, do that because I want you to stand on somebody's fucking corner and sell fucking incense.
I might get banned for what I'm about to
There's a
say.
difference between them because there are Muslims and then there are what we call 5%ers.
5%. Listen, I might get in trouble for what I'm about to say. I might get in trouble for what I'm about to say.
I'm talking about
Listen.
the people that follow Furcon.
Oh,
And
see, we
praise
call
him.
them 5%ers.
Listen. Once you look up the black cube of Saturn, all this will make sense to you. You be like, all this is evil. Look up the black cube of Saturn. Ice Cube talked about it, and they tried to diminish this. And Ice Cube did a lot for everybody. Look up the black cube of Saturn. In the back in the day, they didn't call none of this planets, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, whatever. They called it wandering stars. These are stars.
That's what I just said.
These are not planets.
Reflecting off
What
of
is a
water.
planet? These are stars. Now, if you look at it, it's like an onion. We got this layer that we're on.